second year doing this event. You know, Milwaukee is such a huge foodie scene. And so we are pairing girls and chefs, local chefs in our city, putting Delicious Bites, Sanford Restaurant, Radish, and Kinship Cafe. You know, we're going to have live DJ. We're going to have some raffles. You know, it's going to be a vibe. Like, it's going to be a good time. So come out on Thursday at 5 p.m. We're going to have a really good time and have some good eat.
If someone wants to support Pearls right now, what's the easiest way to do so?
The easiest way to support Pearls is to always go to our website. You can go to pearlsforteengirls.com/donate, and you will find opportunities to give. You can give through our membership program, which is monthly giving, or you can give a one-time gift. Can really make a difference for Pearls. I believe it takes a village, and I believe that Pearls has a great village, and we're always looking for more people to get engaged with our work.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Tiffany Tardy, President and CEO of Pearls for Teen Girls. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Oh, thanks so much for having me. This was awesome.
All your favorite interviews and best moments live in one place.
You know, I'm working in the morning, and I was listening back on the Truth app.
Download the new 1017 The Truth app now. Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 The Truth. Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A teen from Milwaukee will spend decades in prison for a violent sexual assault. 17-year-old Tremonte Kirk was sentenced to 35 years behind bars, plus 20 years of extended supervision for attacking a 54-year-old woman in the elevator of her apartment building in December 2024. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault and aggravated battery. Prosecutors called him a serial predator. Today is the deadline for people in Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Washington counties to apply for both FEMA individual assistance and SBA loans. This is for homeowners, renters, business owners, and private nonprofits that were impacted by the historic flooding back in August. So far, FEMA has distributed over $143 million to over 29,000 residents in Milwaukee County. Governor Tony Evers is demanding the U.S. Department of Education release delayed funding for nearly 24 school districts across Wisconsin. The federal school funds, known as Impact Aid, support 20 school districts that serve over 21,000 students. The governor says the money helps districts with basic operations, transportation, and other programs. Most of the schools are non-taxable federal land, such as Native American reservations. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So I'm going to just jump in right here. Also want to remind you, Truth Summit is coming up this Saturday. It's 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Doors open at 9:30, 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock. We're going to be chopping it up with the Truth hosts. We're going to chop it up with medical doctors, and we're going to chop it up with academic doctors from high chair to higher education. No matter what you want to talk about, we are going to be there. If you want to reserve your spot, time is running out. 1017truthsummit.com. That's 1017truthsummit.com. We want to say thank you to our presenting sponsor, 1MKE. We also want to say thanks to MATC, Versity, Cousin Subs. We got food for you. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk in between. You get to ask questions, all that stuff. But it's not going to be live. You're going to have to be there. It's not going to be on the radio. You're going to have to be there. All right? So make sure you hang out. Check it out. See what's going on. Also, if you want to stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a show. How you find us? Go to 1017thetruth.com, scroll down, click Watch Live, and presto changeo. I know some of y'all don't remember that because that was like old school stuff. Presto changeo. And then you'll be with us. Of course, our phone number here is 833-212-1017. That is the number you can call to talk or text. All right? Everybody been talking about it. This MPS, this DPI report card came out. Wisconsin School District report cards for 2024, 2025 was released. So one of our guests this Saturday is Dr. Brenda Cassellius, and she is the superintendent for the Milwaukee Public Schools. And so whatever scores they get was not her doing. But really, when you think about it, whatever score any school gets is not their doing. Now, granted, they're good. Got to give it to them. The schools are good. The schools are doing great things. But Department of Public Instruction, the woman I love to not like, I don't dislike her. I'm just saying, I don't dislike her, but they changed how you grade schools. So watch this. You remember how bad schools were 2 years ago? Remember how bad it was that they got rid of the superintendent in Milwaukee Public Schools? On fox6now.com, 94% of Wisconsin school districts meet or exceed expectations, according to a new state report card. Some educational analysts, again, criticize new grading benchmarks. And so how's that so? How is it? 29 districts rated 5 stars, significantly exceeding expectations. That includes Elmbrook. Brown Deer was one that was exceeding expectations. That's 4 stars. And then Kenosha Unified said meet expectations. Milwaukee said meeting few expectations. 23 districts. They said 0 districts rated 1 star, failing to meet expectations. So in other words, if you got one thing right out of 100, which is 1%, you got 2 stars. How can you actually get a star for not doing anything? You either get 5 stars or you get a hash mark. That's pretty much it. And you meet or exceed expectation, or that's it. You didn't do your job. But I don't understand. Quentin Claiborne from the Institute for Reforming Government said the report cards are too easy. DPI is too easy a grader. For instance, there's not a single 1-star district in all of Wisconsin, not even in Milwaukee, as bad as some of the schools are. not Beloit, bad schools. Racine, not Menominee, and I think everybody can think of a few districts in Wisconsin that failed to meet expectations. I said that wrong. Expectations. However, Christopher Booker of the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction said the purpose of these report cards is to inform communities about how their schools and their districts are doing. And also, it's a really valuable tool for schools and districts to use to see things they may be doing right and things they may need more intervention in. That is one of the most lackluster responses I've ever heard in my entire life. If you're a human being of average intelligence, around 100, maybe 120, in that range, you know exactly what you do right, and you know the things that you do wrong. Why are we having a conversation as if DPI, most of them who haven't taught in a school in God knows how long, have now decided that they get to dictate and make the grading so easy that any idiot can pass? What are your thoughts about this? 833-212-1017 is the number. I don't understand how we can sit here, stand here, and talk about making schools great unless we wake up and do it. See, here's my biggest problem here. Here's my biggest problem. We have now defaulted to positivity. We have defaulted. We complain in private. We're always positive in public, but nobody does their job. Nobody comes through. I was in a meeting once where someone said, if you want to complain, come to me and complain, but in public, we have to be positive. So we're gonna alter reality. We're gonna make everything positive when in fact it's not. Isn't that called lying? And we're gonna talk about it. Positivity has taken over for lying. We'll just lie to you. We'll just tell you your school is great. We'll just pretend like everything is, because we don't want someone else to feel pressure for actually doing their job. How idiotic is that? You're not really doing your job, but I want you to feel good. I told you the other day, I was in a meeting recently where somebody actually called me, why are you being so aggressive? Or why are you being so argumentative? Because if you say something back because you disagree, then you really can't say anything. Nope, you can't say anything. You got to always agree. Everything has to, if you have an idea, we got to take your idea. Even if it's garbage, to the point where somebody said, hey, what we'll just split the difference and make it. No, we're not splitting the difference. It's a bad idea. Why can't you just do the right thing? Nope, can't do that because someone, anybody out of a crowd of 10,000, if one person perceives it as being negative, oh, no, we can't do that. We got to be positive. So in other words, lie to me. And that's what DPI is doing to every single parent in the state of Wisconsin. They're lying to you. And your child is going to go off and they're going to go to school and they're not going to be able to function in higher education, in the trades, at MATC, and then what? And then you're going to end up spending more money just to learn how to read so you can actually do math and science and history and civics and every other thing you have to know to be a productive citizen in the United States of America. Positivity, the new lie. I got something you should probably try. You ready? I know it'll shock this generation. It'll call you crazy. It'll probably make sure you call me old and out of touch and don't know what I'm talking about. But there's this H word you should probably do. And it ain't Harris. It's honesty.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. It's College Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars. All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 1017 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
The Humane Animal Welfare Society, HAWS, believes in keeping pets healthy and families together. No one should have to choose between rent and veterinary care. The Wellness Clinic at HAWS Animal Shelter in Waukesha offers important basics of dog and cat care to our community. Pet owners can schedule general exams, sick visits, receive vaccinations, even get preventatives and nail trims. Appointments are available weekdays and can be scheduled by calling 262-542-8852. Contact HAWS of Waukesha today for your pet's care.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. To learn more about how you can take your first steps in buying your forever home, visit associatedbank.com/lending. That's associatedbank.com/lending. Or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Local schools are doing well. Today is report card day.
Yeah, the state grades them, and it finds that 94% of districts are meeting or exceeding expectations. Jason Calvi digs into the numbers and the questions.
Wisconsin rates every school district on a 1 to 5 star system. 5 stars means significantly exceeding expectations. This year it says there's 29 districts getting 5 star, 151 getting 4 stars for exceeding expectations, 175 getting 3 stars for meeting expectations, and then you have 2 stars for meeting few expectations, 23, and then 0 1-star school districts for failing to meet expectations.
The report cards are too easy, DPI is too easy or greater. For instance, there's not a single 1-star district in all of Wisconsin. Not Milwaukee, not Beloit, not Racine, not Menominee. And that's, I think everybody can think of a few districts in Wisconsin that fail to meet expectations.
The purpose of these report cards is to inform communities about how their schools and their districts are doing. And also it's a really valuable tool for schools and districts to use to see things that they may be doing right and ways or areas that they might need more intervention in.
Last year's school district report card had Milwaukee with 3 stars. This year it's at 2 stars. But the actual percentage rating was 1 point higher. So how can that be? Well, it's because this year there's new benchmarks for how to get each of the different grades.
We encourage everyone to use caution when making comparisons to past report cards. Again, this year's results should be viewed as a fresh starting point under the new benchmarks.
So where did your district and where did your school fall on the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 system? We placed the link on our Fox Local mobile app. Reporting in Milwaukee County, Jason Calvi, Fox 6 News.
And there you have it. We're going to make it up. We're going to lie. We're just going to pretend like, you're doing great. Because we're going to be positive. Honesty is nowhere to be found. We're just going to be positive. We're going to make people feel good about themselves. You're terrible. Kids are failing. But we feel good about you. Does that even make any sense? 833-212-1017 is the number. Does that make any sense to you at all? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. And I always said the problem wasn't MPS, it was DPI. If DPI does their job and keeps their thumb on your, I probably shouldn't say that. Keeps their thumb on you. I was going to say their foot on your neck, but anyway, and keeps you going and doing what you're supposed to do, we wouldn't have this problem. But we don't want to be honest. We don't want people to stress. We don't want to give them undue stress. But they're not doing their job. Well, we don't want to give them undue stress. We want to just be nice. We want to say everything's great. We want to sing Kumbaya. And then when your kid fails, it'll be so far down the line, and that all those people will be retired. They'll just point to them and say, "Oh, well, it was their fault." Lisa, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
I don't understand where these scores are coming from, because kids just started school in September. So what, do they test them?
No. These are from last year.
Yeah, help me understand.
These are from 2024 and 2025. We're in 2025, 2026.
Okay, now I got it. Okay, and another thing, what I don't like what changed so much. What I learned when I went back to driving, school buses. I was very involved. I was involved with the kids with autism and problems that they can't handle with. The worst kids are the worst. But what I never understood is why do you reward the bad kid but tell the good kid that's achieving, studying, doing it, oh, you did a good job. It's like it's expected. They don't praise them, but the bad kid, they do. I had one kid, he was the worst cool kid in the district. And he kept telling me, now, I had no problem with him. I mean, he would beat these teachers up. He would scratch her. She'd come out and she'd show me her arms and everything. And I was like, I forgot his name, but it would come back to me.
Don't say his name. Don't say the name.
Yeah, okay. They put him in a box. I said, what do you mean a box? They put him in a box. So one day he didn't want to go into the classroom. He told me to take him to he grabbed me. I said, okay, let me cut off the bus and I'll go in with you. So I went in with him. He actually had a box. He had his own classroom, and he had a box that they would put him in. And I said, why do you put him in a box? Because, he's misbehaved. I said, what, do you put on any gospel music for him? Because he went through a tragic event, and he lost both his parents, and now his sister's taking care of him, sister and brother-in-law. But, I will put on my gospel music for him, and I will give him a book, a coloring book with, Jesus or whatever.
Do you think gospel music and Jesus is going to help somebody that they put a student that they put in a box?
Yes, because if that keeps him calm.
How about not put the student in a box?
Well, look, he got to relate. His father was a pastor, and see, that's how he relates. His father, so if he's used to gospel music, and that's what keep him calm, because he just went through a tragic event, and that's all he got. Put it on.
Okay.
If you don't want to get beat up, put the music on.
No, let's try doing our job and teaching the kid how to actually, learn.
It's awfully funny. I did my job, and he never beat me up, never scratched me, never cussed me out, never spit on me. He never did. And if I can figure that out, you tell me you're a teacher and you can't figure that out? If I got to teach you what gospel music on, then I'm going to teach you what gospel music on. It's going to be low. Well, at least it's going to keep him calm.
But in schools, I don't know if you can do that because there's a separation, and the Supreme Court has been clear that you can't do that. So.
Then he don't need to be in school. He don't need to be in school. Then when he don't be in school,
as I say in my as I say in my open, he can just be at your house then.
No, he can.
All right.
I will have no problem.
We got
with
it.
him.
Lisa said, dude can come to her house. We got it. All right.
I don't know if we'll be able.
No. Don't be backtracking now, Lisa. No, Lisa.
We'll be too busy praising Jesus.
Lisa, don't
we'll
backtrack.
Never get no work done. I'm just saying, we'll be too busy praising Jesus, dancing around.
So how are you complaining about the teachers doing a bad job when if he stays with you, you do a bad job?
No, what I'm saying is because we're going to teach. I mean, we're going to go through school and everything, but, hey, when the jam comes on, we're going to be jamming. I said, okay, let's get back to work.
Lisa can't teach my kids. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Lisa ain't teaching my kids. That ain't happening. 833-212-1017 is the number. Lisa not teaching my kids. Nope. So we got this new report card. We got a new way of looking at students. We have a new way of grading. And clearly the grading is a lie. The grading is positive no matter what. We're going to do a positive spin on everything. So it looks like DPI is doing their job and all the schools. You're just cheating for teachers and cheating for school districts. And school districts that are struggling, watch this, won't be able to convince their school board that they actually need help because DPI graded them positively. You meet few expectations. So all I need is 1 or 2 out of 20. Like, what are the expectations? So what are the expectations that DPI talk about? That they actually talk about? Like, well, this is what you need to do. What are the benchmarks? It's just unfortunate. Right when we corrected the school district, right when we have the right person in, right when we have suburban and city school districts working together, understanding the things they have to do to make southeastern Wisconsin viable for the next generation, we get this nonsense. That is why Jill Underly should not be reelected as the superintendent of the Department of Public Instruction in Wisconsin. I said it when she ran the first time. I said it when she got reelected. But like every other position in Wisconsin, all you got to do is win it one time and you stay in forever. This is what the future of your school district is going to be. Nonsense. Why? Because somebody in Madison with a woman in Milwaukee who is trying to hold people accountable is going to give them a false sense of hope. And that's unfortunate. And so now we have to pay for it. Which I guess makes all of DPI the L word. And I don't mean loser. I mean liar. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Southbound 41 backing up from Good Hope Road pretty much all the way down past Hampton. Beyond that, you're looking okay until you get past the Zoo interchange. Starts to slow down on the bypass to right around Greenfield Avenue and then back on the brace from Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange. Northbound 41 heavy from just north of Mayfair Road all the way up to about Capitol Drive. Southbound 43, you've got backups from Capitol all the way down through the Marquette to the KK River crossing. On the northbound side, backing up out of the Marquette all the way up towards Center Street. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mainly clear and breezy, a low of 34. Tomorrow, mostly sunny and mild, a high of 52. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
Today's College Month Spotlight on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is brought to you by Marquette University, and I am so excited to be joined by sophomore at Marquette, Kennedy Luckett, who is the first Wade Scholarship Award recipient, and she received that award live on the Today Show. Let's get right into it. Why did you choose to become a Marquette Golden Eagle?
I chose to be a Golden Eagle because even when I was applying, the emails they sent me seemed very personable. They really wanted me there. They were even letting me know about scholarship opportunities. They were letting me know about honors programs, so they let me know about honors and stuff like that. So it just seemed like they really wanted me to be there, and they really wanted to inform me about all they had to offer. And that is very important to me because I didn't want to go to a super large school. I wanted to be able to connect with my professors, which I've had the opportunity to do. I didn't want to seem too drowned out by everybody else. I wanted to really get the connections that I could be able to use, and Marquette definitely showed me they wanted me there and that they could do that.
Lastly, Kennedy, what would you tell a high school senior who is considering applying to Marquette why they should do it?
I would tell them if you want to come to a school that genuinely cares about your best interests and is generally trying to make sure you succeed, this is the place to do it. If I personally haven't received super long wait times whenever I'm trying to ask about something with administration or admissions or whatever the case may be, if I have a question to ask them, I get a response back. And I know a lot of other schools, it takes forever to even try to get a hold of somebody. So that's personally what I really enjoy about Marquette. If you want to make good connections, have some good friends, especially if you're a person of color, there are places for you there. I know it may seem a little intimidating, but there are, I'm in Urban Scholars, so that we have our own space where we can see each other and hang out and meet people who look like us, because community is also very important there, and Urban Scholars definitely does that for me.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers are on a short week and now head to New York to face the Giants. Running back Josh Jacobs on the offensive struggles.
We just got to be more consistent, man, as an offense, man. Our defense held us down, stopped them real good, play like a championship defense. So, offense, that's on us. We got to pick it up.
Kickoff is Sunday at noon. The Bucks are heading to Charlotte tonight to face the Hornets. Coach Doc Rivers on the team's depth on the bench.
We went with an all-bench group when we had 2 starters out, and we still were deep enough to go with 5 more guys. That's just huge for this team, to have that many guys that you can play.
Tip-off is tonight at 6. UW Milwaukee basketball is set to face off against the Indiana Hoosiers tonight at 6. Marquette is set to face off against the Little Rock Trojans at 7. Both Milwaukee teams are currently 2-1. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. You know, the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is a proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. The Panthers go on the road. The Big Ten countries, they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Scott Warres has the coverage today starting at 5:30, so you only got another 58 minutes of me. Right here on 101.7 The Truth. The Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is at 6 o'clock, so make sure you hang out and be here. As they say, be there, don't be square. Did you notice black movies are starting to make a comeback? Like, that's what I like. I like to watch black movies. I'm not going to be... Does that make me racist? I don't know. It makes me racist when you like them. See, I don't get mad at white people that say, I want to go to a white school with white kids and live in a white neighborhood. I got no problem with that. You know why? I want to go to a black school with black kids in a black neighborhood. Preference. That's all. Don't mean you hate. Just means that's what you want. Speaking of wants, what about black movies? I think they're making a comeback. Are black movies important for us to see? You know, Michael Jackson movie is coming out. And some people transcend being an actor or being a black actor to just being a great actor. You know? They're just phenomenal, like a Denzel Washington, like a Samuel L. Jackson. I remember the movie he made with Spike Lee back in the day. He was older than everybody, and he played a townie. And he was great. He was great. And I thought that it was phenomenal that a black movie like that was made. And we've made a lot of movies, but here's my thing. Are black movies important for us to see? Can they transfer information to different generations? I mean, as long as they're steeped in reality. Can they transfer information to generations so that they understand what history is? One would hope they do, but I don't know. I think that we have become so commercial and so reality-based that we forget that going to a movie should suspend your disbelief. We're going to see this movie about Michael Jackson next April. We're gonna be talking about what is going on in the life of Michael Jackson, and I think his nephew is playing the part. You know, so I mean, I hope it's accurate. But, you know, Hollywood is good at, and TV is good at taking, poetic license and, adding things or making it more, sexy and all that stuff. I don't know how you can do that with Michael Jackson, though. Let's make Michael Jackson sexy. No. What are your thoughts? 833-212-1017 is the number. Are black movies that important? I mean, if they were, we wouldn't go to the movies a lot. That's for sure. If it wasn't for streaming, I probably wouldn't see many black. I may see like one, maybe two black movies a year. Streaming helps out. And I don't understand why people get mad. Well, you got to have a black channel because you won't put us on yours. Well, I got to have black movies because you won't make any about us. And they're inaccurate. And they're based on how you view us, not how we view us. We let people take over our music from the 1970s and 80s that talked about things that were going on in the community and things we needed to fix and problems we were having. And now we got nonsense like rap music that talks about women and calls them this and sexualizes everything. And now that's what sells. And I believe they've totally destroyed a generation of kids who think that's normal, who think it's okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. What are we going to do? How are we going to change that? How are we going to change that? On the positive tip, Benton said, positivity, my patootie. This is a deliberate and sinister effort to bamboozle the least astute parents so they continue to support MPS. Well, no, I just say public schools because this didn't come out of MPS. This came out of Department of Public Instruction for Wisconsin. The continuous lowering of the achievement standards for MPS students has nothing to do with educating these children. It is MPS that continually fails to meet expectations. I wouldn't blame because they're doing better now than they were just since Dr. Brenda Caselli has got there. So I disagree. But anyway, go on to read. MPS has been lowering the expectations and standards for students for years. As you just stated, this is how we got here. The behavior and performance standards for students and their parents should never be lowered or modified. Jill Underly is a fraud. I'm reading this. I didn't say this. Jill Underly is a fraud who should never have been hired. She wasn't hired. She was elected. She is just more of the same. The only thing that will help black children are black adults. Not true. I think good teachers will help a kid, regardless of race. Because the majority of my teachers growing up, the only time I had black teachers when I went to high school. Then when I went back to college, it went predominantly white. I don't think I had a black instructor in any of my classes at Illinois State University when I was there. Not one. But I made it. So there you go. Vincent, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. The question that you ask about black movies is very interesting because my wife and I yesterday went to go see Sarah's Oil at the theater yesterday, and it's a very, very good movie. And I think it's very important for us to basically tell our history whatever way we can through print, through movies, through if you want to stream a movie, whatever. I think it's important to have our history out there. I think we need to take a page from Jewish people because the fact is they play their history all the time in the theaters and the movies, and then they make sure that you never forget their history. And I think we as well should never let America and the world never forget what we've contributed and what we contributed to this, not only to this country but to this world. Mm-hmm. And whatever way we can put that out. And I think we should do that. And so I would recommend to go see Sarah's Oil because it was a very, very good movie, and the acting was excellent as well, especially the young girl that was in the movie. So, yes, I think it's very important.
I guess I'm going to have to go see it. However, is there something about just suspending your disbelief? Like, I don't want to – every movie I go see – I don't want to be schooled. I just want to go have a good time. I don't need to be tear-jerked. I don't need to be, I want to, I know it's a bad analogy. I want to, what's the name of that movie? Bad Boys? I want a movie I can escape into. I want a movie I can laugh about. Some law firm and working and back and forth in the. I want something I can go, oh, that was good. That was pretty good, and not be reminded. Not that I don't want to be reminded of history, because history is important. But that should be in school. Mm-hmm. We should be teaching that in school. Unfortunately, and Vincent is 100% correct, because we're not teaching it in school. We're going to have to use media in order to spread the word.
Correct, and correct. But you also can do that in school. The fact is that, like I said, through print, through books. The fact is when you
a book. Wow.
Yes, a book.
Is it a picture? Is it a picture book?
No. Have your children pick up. No. Have your children pick up a book and these and hopefully learn something. And these days you don't even have to do that. You can do it through audiobooks.
That's true.
That's true. Right now I'm big into audiobooks. You can do it through audiobooks. So it's about getting the story out there. Certainly, we want the little things that kind of take our minds away, the fantasy, the things of that sort. That are out there. But we like to see black faces in those as well. And so it's my wife and I went to see I'll tell you Les Miserables on Les Miserables this week, and there were black faces in Les Miserables. And so that encourages me a lot when you see in a movie like that, and they still have black actors and actresses and those things. That encourages me as well to see those faces. And as young people, we need to encourage them to go to all those particular medias in order to see themselves in it, in order to understand there's something else out there other than just standing on a corner for the rest of your life on that same corner, and not understanding there's a whole world out there that you can explore. And you can do it through books, through plays, through movies, through theater, like the theater and things of that sort. That there's a whole world out there that we can explore and we can be a part of. And so, and I think it's very important, black movies. And so, go see Sarah's Oil. You'll enjoy it.
All right. Thank you much. I appreciate it.
Take it easy, Dr. Ken.
Take care. 833-212-1017 is the number. Steed, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Hey, Dr. Ken, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up?
All right. Hey, Sarah Zoe is very good. In fact, I have a first cousin. She's playing in the movie as an extra or something like that. She's in the choir on the balcony.
Okay.
With a yellow hat on.
Okay.
Yeah. So I agree with the last caller, but I also want to say is why do we have so many different standards? And why I say that is because, as you know, I got a kid out at the university school. Okay. I think I told you this once before.
Yep.
When we first put her in there, and PK, JK, one of them, I was talking to another parent, and it's like, I was like, man, every child deserves this level of education.
Yep.
And he looked at me, got real serious, man, and he said, hey, listen, we raise leaders out here. Those other schools, they raise workers. I said, but that wasn't my point. My point was every child deserves this level of education. And so when you have these charter schools, these other schools that our tax money is going towards, what that does is you creating two different standards.
No, I don't think so.
One standard.
I don't think so.
I'm sure you have your thought about it, but my parents, they afforded to send me to a private school until I was 8th grade. And I think what you do, if you give too many subsidies out to too many people, it doesn't provide people with the desire or the drive to do better for themselves so they can do better for their own children. I think we should just have one standard. I really do.
But what do you mean one standard? What do you mean by one standard?
In education. Because that level. I mean, my daughter was reading. She was surpassing her cousins that was in MPS, and they were older grades than her.
Right.
She was surpassing them in the 3rd grade.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
By the 3rd grade, I'm like, damn. This is, maybe my baby's just smarter, or maybe this school just has a better product they're putting out. And like I said, every child deserves that level of education.
But when you say level of education, much of education, especially in K-12, some of it is the kid, but the bottom line is teacher expectation. And if you have a teacher who expects you to do well, you'll do well.
Yeah. Exactly, but Dr. Ken, those same expectations should be in those in the public schools too, with the assistance of the parents.
It's there.
Like I said, I think I told you last week.
Right.
I said, now what should happen with these parents if these kids miss too many days of school? They can't possibly be educated. Therefore, guess what we're gonna do, parents, mother and father? we're going to take your tax returns and we're going to have to incarcerate your child later on in life.
That is correct.
Guess what? Your tax return is right. That'll make everybody more accountable.
Yep.
You see?
Yep.
You see how that works? Yeah. Thanks, Doc. I'll hang up and listen to your perspective.
All right. Take care.
All right, man. Yeah.
Taking people's money? Uh-oh. I don't know. Taking folks' money, they're not gonna sit well for that. But then again, it's your child. And unfortunately, what that man told Steve at university school is correct. And there are a lot of MPS schools that create leaders. Some of them create workers. But a worker doesn't mean you're going to prison. But we just have to understand that in every single thing that touches our lives, everything comes down to money.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 1017 The Truth.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
Steinhoffel's Black Friday mattress sale is happening now. Steinhoffel's is Wisconsin's mattress leader, and right now you'll find incredible Black Friday deals on all the best brands, plus 60 months and 0% financing. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic sets, $900 on Beauty Rest, and even $900 on certified organic avocado sets available exclusively at Steinhoffel. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to upgrade your sleep, this is it. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Spaces are limited. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkeprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can help open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th, in person December 10th and 11th at the Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're in construction, looking for contracts, or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Benton said, my point exactly, you learned the whitewashed version of history. How do you know what I learned about history? You're in my brain? Which is definitely not the truth. Really? You manage, but that is not the point. So what is the point? What exactly is your point, Benton? What's your point? Black people, are you telling me that black people have to be the ones that teach black kids? That they can only go to a black school? When you leave, and college is different because college opens you up and gives you a liberal education, not liberal as in liberal and conservative, but liberal as in broad spectrum of education over science and math and history and all that stuff, right? And you get to make up your own mind what you take in, don't take in, all that. But education, write the book then. You can complain about it, or you can be about it. Do something about it then. But you understand, living in America, you can't encase a child in black culture, K4 through 12, and then expect them to go out into the world and function when the majority of the world is not run by people that look like you. So unless you work in an all-black environment, in an all-black company, you're not going to be able to function. There were some things about going to a PWI, a predominantly white institution for college, that are different from going to an HBCU. I've never gone to an HBCU. I don't bash people that go to HBCUs. I think it's phenomenal that people go to HBCUs. But even they learn that when you get out of here, and this is what I've been told. I didn't go. When you get out of here, yeah, world's not going to look like you. The world's not going to look at you the way that you do. It's always going to assume that you're less than. They're always going to assume that you don't know and you're not as smart as them. I don't care how smart you are. You could be a nuclear physicist, and they'll think there's somebody better than you. They'll find some little tweak thing, and all of a sudden that little thing diminishes you completely beneath them. And that's why I say black people should think of themselves the same way. We're smart, we're intelligent, we've contributed much, but I'm not going to walk around trying to tell you what I contributed to America. Look around. I'm not selling myself. Those days are over. I am tired of having to lift that pail and represent and be what everybody wants to be and be smiley and be positive. I'm not doing it anymore. It is what it is. If I agree, I agree. If I don't, I don't. If I got a problem with it, I'm going to speak up. If you don't like it, I guess I'm leaving. But at some point, if you want respect, you got to give it too. And that transcends race, that transcends gender, that transcends LGBTQ culture, all that. Just treating people with a little humanity and a little dignity. That's all. But don't educate my child, I will sue you in the highest court that I could possibly afford, which is probably municipal court. but I will, because your job is to educate my child. And my children went to private school. And I ended up telling an educator. And I've told this story before. You know, children are our mission. They're not your mission. You're a school. I mean, I understand. Love Jesus, all my heart, mind, soul, and strength. Got it. But in the end, my children are not your mission field. I don't care how you say it. I don't care what your denomination thinks or don't think. My children are not your mission field. You are here to educate them. And if you don't, God in heaven ain't going to save you from me. And I'm going to get a lot of money back, too. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 at 5. Up next.
Come in with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired if y'all still messing with the negative energy. Every day I get on and say, the power of the tongue. Your impulsive negative thoughts, reacting, and these kids watching you reacting all wild and crazy. The programming you watching on TV, the music. Now, like Security Mike said, it's popular to pop somebody. It's popular now. And these kids coming back to somebody's house. They coming to eat a meal at somebody's house. They hanging out with somebody in the neighborhood who got a house, who paying the rent. They hanging out with you. They may be your relative. They may be your buddy. That social acceptance is there. Understand what I'm saying? So when we really tired, we gonna cut it off. We gonna stop it.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
At Educators Credit Union, they believe that every person should have the tools they need to achieve their dreams. Educators Credit Union is dedicated to helping our future leaders eliminate financial hurdles by providing 35 high school seniors a $2,000 scholarship every year. Applications open in January. Visit Educators Credit Union at ECU.com to learn more about how to apply. Educators Credit Union, insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
Milwaukee's Black Talk lives here. You are listening to 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A teen from Milwaukee will spend decades in prison for a violent sexual assault. 17-year-old Tremonte Kirk was sentenced to 35 years behind bars, plus 20 years of extended supervision for attacking a 54-year-old woman in the elevator of her apartment building in December 2024. He pleaded guilty to 2 counts of second-degree sexual assault and aggravated battery. Prosecutors called him a serial predator. Today is the deadline for people in Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Washington counties to apply for both FEMA individual assistance and SBA loans. This is for homeowners, renters, business owners, and private nonprofits that were impacted by the historic flooding back in August. So far, FEMA has distributed over $143 million to over 29,000 residents in Milwaukee County. Governor Tony Evers is demanding the U.S. Department of Education release delayed funding for nearly 24 school districts across Wisconsin. Federal school funds, known as Impact Aid, support 20 school districts that serve over 21,000 students. The governor says the money helps districts with basic operations, transportation, and other programs. Most of the schools are non-taxable federal land, such as Native American reservations. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what, because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212-1017, isn't it? I've been belching all day. I've been trying not to do it on the air. Don't you do it. You bet not play nothing. Really? 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 Can't take him nowhere. LT said having a black teacher doesn't make black students want to learn. My mom taught for 50 years. I get it. I get it. I get it. But just to make the assumption, Benton made this, you learned a whitewashed version of history. Of course it's whitewashed. If you had wrote the book, it'd be blackwashed. It'd be blackened. But would it be accurate? Or would you be telling me what you want me to know? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We complain about a lot of stuff, but then when it comes time for us to do it, us's don't do it. By the way, you think federal workers will be back by Friday? I don't know.
Number 5.
From SAN.com, the government could reopen this week. Here's what you should expect. Right now, I am watching on CBS 58 the live vote by the House of Representatives to end the shutdown. It's been the longest in U.S. history, spanning more than 6 weeks. It has caused disruptions at airports, hundreds and thousands of federal employees to work without pay, and others to be furloughed, and even halted funding for child care and food stamps. When will it reopen? They're voting right now. They're voting right now. They started at 3 o'clock today, and they're working on it. Once signed, it'll stay open until January 30th of 2026. Now we're back in the same thing. Legislation includes a provision that would fund SNAP through September of 2026. It's been a hot topic going on. Federal workers, 670,000 federal workers were furloughed. That's according to the Bipartisan Policy Center. These employees will be asked to return to work once the bill is signed into law. Wouldn't you return to work? Probably get back pay too. Will they receive back pay? Probably. We don't know. We don't know. Tomorrow, we go down to 10%. I'm sorry, day after tomorrow. We go down to 10% at 40 major airports, which are going to then affect all the other airports. And if even if it comes back,
I think there's going to be issues during Thanksgiving. I'm staying at home. I'm just saying. I'm staying right here.
Number 4.
Loan forgiveness. You know, Kyle been talking about it for what? Truth's been around for almost 5 years. Kyle been talking about it for 5 years. Well, here's what you need to understand and what they changed under the Trump administration. Depending on your occupation or employer, you may qualify. That stays the same. That's according to the Department of Education. And they might forgive your loan. However, a couple of different things. Part of the issue is the Trump administration on October 30th, and today is November 12th, not a lot of people talked about it, released new rules that will exclude some borrowers from receiving public service loan forgiveness if they work at organizations that engage in criminal activity, which includes supporting undocumented immigrants and gender-affirming care. This power could be used to wipe out entire state governments and hospital systems from the public service loan forgiveness program. Now, I don't know if you should be able to do it to a hospital. That just makes no sense. Additionally, coming in January, most forgiven federal student loans will be subject to federal and state income tax. Woo! I'm glad I got mine forgiven in time. An exception would allow public service workers and former students affected by college closures or fraud to remain tax exempt. Interesting. I just thank God I was able to get rid of mine when I did. And by the way, an MPD officer gets justice.
Number 3.
From Fox6Now.com, Milwaukee police officer who was shot saw a Milwaukee County jury convict a man of 7 counts of attempt homicide, among other crimes. That's tied to a police officer, the shooting of a police officer in a standoff that unfolded in 2024. 26-year-old Harold Martin was charged with 7 counts of first-degree intentional homicide attempt, strangulation and suffocation, first-degree recklessly injuring. Okay, they got the wrong word. Recklessly endangering safety. Okay. And 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a felon. Court records show a jury convicted him on all but strangulation and suffocation. He's due to be sentenced in January. And if that wasn't enough, a carjacking victim gets justice.
Number 2.
Also from Fox6Now.com, Javon Smith was sentenced to 10 years in prison plus 6 years of supervision for a February carjacking in Milwaukee. Smith and an accomplice lured a locksmith under false pretenses, stole his vehicle, and thousands of dollars worth of equipment at gunpoint. Court records show Smith was linked to the crime through evidence found on his phone after his arrest for a separate armed robbery days later. Now he's got 10 years in prison, an additional 6 on extended supervision, and that's unfortunate. But if you notice the cadence, we're now starting to convict and put people in jail. And I guess this must be the day of justice because a rape victim gets justice as well.
Number 1.
From WISN12.com, a serial rapist who's just 17 years old will spend the next 35 years in prison. A judge handed down that sentence to Tremonte Kirk during a powerful and emotional hearing at the Milwaukee County Courthouse yesterday. Judge David Borowski said, "You engaged in monstrous conduct that would lead the average person to believe you are an absolute monster. Your parents raised a monster." The judge, with those harsh words, as Kirk has a criminal history dating back to age 12. "Your record, Mr. Kirk, is horrible. If you were 40 years old, it'd be a horrible record. The case before the judge in adult court Tuesday stems back to December near 24th and Wisconsin Avenue, a busy part of Milwaukee. He's convicted of following a random woman to her nearby apartment elevator where he attacked and raped her and stomped on a surgical incision in her leg. The victim said in court, nothing can give me my life as I knew it and my leg back. She spoke out on the case publicly in the past and had another powerful statement during Kirk's sentencing. On the good days when the thoughts are minimal and fleeting, I'm all about healing. On the bad days when the stinging memory plays over on a continuous loop, I'm blankety blanked off as hell that I even had to. Tuesday's sentencing also revealed another victim. This young woman was able to escape a potential assault last year, and DNA evidence linked him to the attack. The woman says she had to run for her life. Her survival depended on instinct. Trauma is not measured by how quickly a victim can get over it. Due to his criminal history, Kirk was wearing an ankle monitor during both instances. Now think about this. You're a serial rapist. You're 17 years old. You've got a criminal history going back to when you were 12. And that when you committed both crimes, you had an ankle monitoring bracelet on. What prosecutor let that happen? What judge let that happen? And I wonder who the district attorney was at that time. Interesting.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo! You just won $5,000!
What would you do with $5,000?
That's sweet for a couple months.
Yes! Yes!
There you go.
Yes!
Y'all just made me happy.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Can we hold something?
Y'all holler back at y'all.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only, and you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Contract-ready businesses, opportunity seekers, partnership builders, deal closers. Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, is focused on you. This event puts small businesses like yours in the room with buyers, partners, and mentors who can open doors to bigger opportunities. Join us online December 9th and in person December 10th and 11th at Baird Center in downtown Milwaukee. Whether you're a construction company looking for contracts or a service provider ready to grow, Marketplace Wisconsin is for you. Meet one-on-one with government reps, corporate buyers, and resource providers. Small businesses like yours keep Wisconsin moving forward. Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation is here to propel your growth. So join them for Marketplace Wisconsin, the Governor's Conference on Diverse Business Development, December 10th and 11th. Register today at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com. Presented by WEDC. Let's look forward together.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, when it comes to your home, the smart play is trusting Gina Della and her team at Pella. This month, you can score a whole house of new energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month at 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like a drive you can sustain for years, keeping your home comfortable thanks to incredible defense played by Pella Windows, stopping the drafts. Don't wait. Schedule your free consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. And we also want to remind you, the award-winning 1017 The Truth is the proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. The Panthers go on the road to Big Ten country as they take on the Indiana Hoosiers. Scott Wars has the coverage starting at 5:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 6 o'clock. I'm rolling out of here in about 12 minutes or so. More like 11. So I'm just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. 18 minutes after the hour, 49 degrees. The low tonight is 34. As long as it's not freezing, I think I can make it. As long as it's not freezing. If it's freezing, it's going to get a little cold. It's going to get a little cold. It's going to get a little cold. Somebody said you don't want to be triggered. Yeah. I don't know. Hey, Dr. Ken, how you doing? Sorry about earlier. I got called in. I was calling in, but I got busy with mail. With what? Mail? Dimitri, busy with mail. Okay. Quanda said, hopefully I'll have mines paid off before this takes effect. Well, it already took effect. It got signed in October 30th. So... But you should be okay because you work for healthcare. If you work in healthcare, you should be okay. We'll see. You should be okay. I'll have to read it. I'll have to read it thoroughly to find out exactly what it means. I guess we're going to have to do a poll tomorrow because we didn't do a poll today. I'm going to have to do a poll. Y'all want to know the poll question? Well, I'm not telling you. We're going to do a poll tomorrow. So make sure you log in, right? You can stream and watch us live on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit notification bell. You never miss a show. And when the poll pops up, boop, you'll be there. And you can go in and you can ask the poll question. It'll be a simple question. It'll be it'll be a silly question. But I think you'll enjoy it. I'm just saying. I think you'll enjoy it. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm still stuck on MPS. Positivity seems to have taken over the world, and we love things. I just want to be. When I hear people say that, it almost sickens me. I just wanted to be positive. Well, sometimes life isn't always positive. And if you go through that much trouble to find things that are positive, that means that when the, as they say, when the fit hits the shan, you're going to fall apart because you've never had to go through that drama. That like the texter said in YouTube. You will probably be triggered. You will probably be triggered. And that's unfortunate. But that's because you've never gone through it. It's like stamina, right? It's like riding a bike. You got to fall a couple times in order to make sure you don't do that again. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. But for some reason, we've taken all that away. And we've got a soft... people, and I mean everybody, boomers on down, just soft. Everything has to be nice and easy and simple, and life's not like that. the race isn't given to the swift nor to the strong. It's given to those who endure until the end. But for some reason, we forgot that. It's a race? Oh, well, if we racing, then can I have my trophy now? No, you got to run. And you got to win. But can you imagine the NBA? Like, you know why they got to have these many, like, you know, oh, we won the so-and-so trophy. We won the green trophy. They got all that crap because players, well, when are we going to play until the end and play a whole season and then we don't win anything? So they give them little trophies during the season so we have a little mini playoff. What kind of nonsense is that? They're actually punking sports. Sports is punking itself. And you wonder why people are out gambling. 2 active pitchers on a baseball team gambling against themselves? Craziness. Football players are next. We got basketball and we got baseball. Only one left is football. I don't know if you can do it in soccer because it would be so obvious. Oh, I was running and I ran out of steam and fell and didn't score the. Well, no, you can't do that. It's ridiculous. 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 I just don't understand it for the life of me. I guess that's why they didn't ask me. Oh. I'm giving up early today. I told them I'm leaving early. Probably because they got a UWM basketball team. So, you know, they got to play a game. So, wow, thanks, Andrew. Andrew's like, bye, see you. Don't let the door hit you in the. Wow, really?
Be quiet.
That's mean. I'm torn. I'm going to go cry now. Let me pick up all my toys and get out of here. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. UWM basketball is coming up next. If the game runs long, we'll go into the rebroadcast, and you'll just be with us for the next 22 hours for the best in Milwaukee Black Talk. Hey, y'all. God bless. Take care. Zach, appreciate you. Andrew, not so much. I'm out. God
Be
bless.
quiet. Damn.